finance in that order, baby. And I'm glad to be back, and we have some fun stuff to talk about today. So, today we're talking about purpose and work, and what does that mean, and kind of our thought process behind that. So, to actually get started, I would like to read a little fable here. It is from a new book that I just read. It's from the 38 letters that J.D. Rockefeller wrote to his son. And this fables come from other came from other things as well too. But I want to share this fable. I thought it puts an interesting perspective on a couple things. The fable said, in ancient Europe, a man a man found himself in a wonderful place where he could enjoy everything in his afterlife. As soon as he stepped into the peace of music, someone who looked like a waiter came over and asked him, "Sir, do you have any needs? Here, you can have everything you want, delicious food, all possible forms of entertainment, and all kinds of pastimes. Amongst them are many beautiful young women where you can enjoy as you please." After listening to the waiter, the man was a little surprised, but very happy, as he happily thought to himself, "This is not my dream in the world." Throughout the day, he had been tasting all the delicious food while enjoying the taste of beauty. However, one day he was bored, so he said to the waiter, "I am bored from all of this and I need something. I need to do something. Can you find me a job?" He did not expect the answer he received was the waiter shaking his head. "Sorry, my sir. This is the only thing we can't do for you here. This is no work. There is no work here for you." The man was very frustrated, and he waved his hand angrily as he said, "This is really bad. Then I will just stay in hell." "Where do you think you're at?" said the waiter gently. So I like to share that fable because that puts a different, big perspective on how we look at work, right? And I think men and people are made with a purpose to fulfill work, and I think one of the reasons we struggle with that is we everybody wants to rush to get to the point when they can retire and sit on the beach and drink margaritas or whatever people do while they sit on the beach for into affinity. And you know that if you actually get to that point and you have no purpose, that things are going to get boring really quick. At some extent as well too, if you've been off work long enough, or I know I've had a knee surgery where I was out for about a month. At some point you start going, or at least I started going insane with, I have to do something, or I can't sit here and ice my knee and watch TV any longer. I have to need to physically get up and do something. I need to start doing something. So you get to that point where you start having those internal battles. And I think one of the issues as well too is that I don't think we realize as people is when we don't have a purpose or a job to do, we actually will create problems or things to do. I heard a story about a one time a man got a new dog, and it was like a golden retriever or something. I don't remember the name of the dog. It was like golden retriever or something, and he put this thing in his backyard, and he was digging up all of his flowers. And when the he went and got a dog trainer to say, "Hey, I'm having issues. The dog's digging up all my flowers in the backyard." And he said, "Well, what's the purpose of this dog?" Because sometimes dogs and certain breeds have the instinction that they have purpose for something, or they need to do something or defend or take care of something. And so, right, the dog felt like it was useless. And so it was basically trying to find its own purpose or create its own problems to solve. And so it did that by saying it needed to dig holes in the yard and dig up a bunch of flowers everywhere. So once the man got the dog on a walking schedule and doing things and being around his family and being a part of the family, the dog's irritable habit suddenly stopped and stopped digging holes and pulling flowers out of his yard. And I think we're a lot like dogs in that sense, where if we don't have problems, we're always going to have a problem. It's just we can either have good problems or bad problems. And sometimes we can find ourselves making problems because we don't have anything to solve or do. We don't have purpose with what we want to do. And you can actually see it a lot as well too, I believe, with elderly people or people that are retired. You'll have people that will make big deals out of things that are really not that important or very minor, and they'll make big deals and make it their life mission to accomplish, you could say, moving bird seed, right, from point A to point B, or putting in the bird feeders and having a big ordeal about it or getting it done because they don't have potentially purpose or things that they need to do or something that's driving them with that purpose to do that. And I think we're a lot like that when we don't have the right perspective on work. Work should actually be enjoyable. You should love what you do. Even if you don't love what you do, you can choose to love things that you do about your job, and you can still have purpose and movement with your job. Even if it's something you absolutely hate to do, you're still positively impacting doing good work. Because I believe God calls us here to do good work for him and in the world to support ourselves, right? We have to make money to be able to support ourselves, our families, for our essential needs that we have. And so it's important that we can have the correct perspective on things. Now, another story I heard about as well too, if you think about this, you have three bricklayers or three masonaries. Now, a masonry, or you could say a bricklayer, or whatever you want to call it, they handle concrete or do build things out of concrete, lay bricks, all that stuff. So you have three bricklayers. The first bricklayer, he says, I am here doing this job and I am laying bricks, or I'm pouring concrete, and that's what I'm doing. You have the next individual, the second bricklayer. He comes along and he says, I am here doing this concrete, but I am also making a sidewalk for people, or I'm building something. I'm going to do it a good job because I know people are going to look at this um, potentially forever, or it could impact somebody. Then you have the third bricklayer that comes by that says, I'm not a masonry, I'm an artist, and I'm building a statue that's going to be beautiful for everybody, and I want everybody to enjoy it that comes in contact with it. Now, if you look at those three different kind of bricklayers, you can have your own different perspective on it, right? You can either say, I'm a masonry, I pour concrete all day, and it's work, that's what I do. You have the second one that comes by, it has a little bit better perspective. It says, I'm going to do a great job with this because people are going to either use this, they're going to look at it, so I want to do the job well. And you have the third bricklayer that comes and says, I'm an artist, and I'm going to make this amazing because this is going to impact people in a great way. And it shows reflection on him as well as how well the project is done. And I think that's really important because you can choose that perspective on it, right? You can say, I'm, whatever your job is, right? I'm just a waitress or a waiter, and it's my job, it's what I do. Two, I'm here so I can make a bunch of money and make as much money as I can, do whatever, and try to help people out, right? Do help the person that runs the business, like whatever, right? I'm here doing a waitress. Or you can say that you can be the last person that says, you go in there, I'm a waitress or a waiter, and I'm here to serve people and make a positive impact on helping people, and I am a customer service person, right? You could even use that as a way to minister, right? A disciple in the Word of God. You're in front of so many people. There's so many ways you could have positive looks on what you can do with people on a regular basis. And I think we take that for granted, and you can choose that perspective. I think that's really important. You can choose your perspective on your work, and you can still get fulfillment on doing a good job and working hard and making something amazing out of the work that you are brought to do or that you're in right now. And I think we get caught up in the end goal. We all want to be 59 or 60 or 70 now, whenever you're supposed to retire, and just nothing, right? Oh, I can do whatever I want. I can sit here and watch TV for 7 days straight. We skip over so much for our life and have so much impact. And if you look at it, you walk into Walmart right now. I challenge you to go to your local Walmart. Walk into Walmart and just look around and see how many older people are working are cashiers. They're like in their 70s or older, right? And I well, just to make myself, because I think I'm a little bit of an introvert actually at heart, so I try to make myself talk to people sometimes. And I was in the Walmart walking through a line, and I asked the lady, I said, just talking to her, making conversation. Found out her husband died. She's retired, doesn't have anything to do, and so she's just bored and wants to work at Walmart doing cashier. She doesn't need the money, just does it 15, 20 hours a week. It's just needs something to do. Needs something to do. We're people. We have purpose. I believe potentially even too. If you think about when God created Adam and Eve in the beginning, he probably had work from the do to take care of the animals. There probably was work, and I think part of God's plan for us there's a reason we do work. Now I think obviously maybe in heaven or at that point, right, the work will be joyful because it's supposed to be a place of no tears and so on and so forth, of amazing, just a pure bliss and enjoyment and amazingness in the presence of Him. But it'll be work for Him, but I believe we'll still potentially be doing work there as well too. I think that's important. We're made for work, and we get fulfillment from work, and we bring pleasure, we bring impact to people through our works or being able to work. So I think you're doing yourself in service and a injustice by looking past the opportunity you have every single day to do your job that you are blessed with the opportunity to do to the best of your ability, and having a correct perspective on it to think about how can I have such a great impact on somebody today and the work that I do. Now it goes far enough as well too. You're still choosing to do that job. You say, well, Ian, I have to have a job. I have to make money, support my family. I have to do this job. It has good health benefits. I don't disagree with you. You have to have a job. You're still, remember, you don't have to go to work tomorrow. Where we always have positive and negative consequences for our actions of what we do. You technically do not have to go to work tomorrow. Now, yes, are you going to have a job the following day when you go into work? Absolutely not. You're probably going to get fired, right, if you stop showing up to work. However, you still have the choice you can choose to change your career path. Yes, it is going to be scary. It's going to be a very scary experience. You're safe right now. You have whatever, but you can still choose to make a career change, to do something different, to impact differently. I had a coach tell me, when you're thinking about what you should do with your life and what you're doing right now, you should always ask yourself, what are these three things? I want to do something that's I'm highly passionate about, something that's highly impactful, and something that's highly profitable. So passionate, impactful, and profitable are the three keys for a great career at whatever you're doing. And now those meters for those things may come in different waves or different versions of themselves, or may mean something different, right? The to you or individually, but you can find something that you love to do that impacts people, that pays you what you need to live your life and have abundance. And we're blessed. Generally, I think everybody is blessed so much more than what we realize as well too. So there's our talk for today. Remember, you have a perspective, you have a choice, and don't let external validations or things that other people think about you hold you back from what you really want to do. Don't allow yourself to be scared right now and to not doing what you want to do. But if you are in your job, there's nothing wrong with having a job or whatever you're doing right now. Just you can choose that perspective on it. It doesn't have to be negative. You can choose, going back to our reference earlier, you can choose which bricklayer you are. Are you going to be the one that just does it because it's a job, one that does it just because it pays you well, one that does it because you at least want it to look nice, or are you going to be the masonry, the bricklayer that is an artist and that's there to impact people and do something well and then probably get paid for it? There's one thing that is for sure, that if you work hard enough or good enough, I don't like to say hard anymore because I think it is important to work smarter, not harder a lot of the times. But if you work extremely well, you will be rewarded from your output. If you work extremely well, you will be rewarded from your output. It's guaranteed. And if you're not, you will be at some point. It will come around to you. So last thing I'm gonna leave you with is there was a sculptor in Greek, and he was sculpting a statue in front of a temple. I don't remember what temple, for whatever whatever the political party was at the time, and he was sculpting this big statue of a warrior holding a spear and a shield, and sculpted in front of it. And the back of it was against this temple or this this building or whatever. And he took an extra 3 months to finish the sculpture. And someone came by and they noticed that he was chiseling the back muscles or the back of the statue on this thing that was standing in front of a building. Right. And he asked the sculptor, he goes, why are you sculpting or why are you chiseling at the back of this statue here? And the sculptor's answer was, because the gods will know it's there and I know it's there. And that was his answer to the person. Now, that's what I'm going to leave you with. That puts a perspective on your work, why you should do it, and what it means, what it should mean to you. Now, I don't believe in all the Greek gods. I'm just using that as a reference. So just so anybody says I'm not a, whatever. I like that story, that reference there, because it puts perspective on what work should mean to you on multiple ways, to multiple people, and for multiple reasons, right? If you believe it, you can achieve it. We can't wait to see you in the gym. Hope you have a blessed week this week and a great day. And remember, you can make a difference today. Probably because you showed up to work today is the reason you basically saved or changed somebody's life today. So just always remember that. When in doubt, you're the reason you impacted somebody's life today. Have a great day. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff on the 4 Pillar Podcast, baby.